were some jokes about his support. So the funny thing is, I guess this draft, so from Liquid, we are seeing indeed a bit of a change. It's not the tough Shadow Demon again this time. The cause that he was talking up there, Blitz, on his team Liquid. They're getting to play stuff that we've already seen so far this series, and it's looked pretty good, Fog.
Yeah, this time I would say their draft it's much more aggression. Last time we saw multiple different saves and stuff like that. This time it's all out, just go, go, go time. But Gaming, they've got a very formidable draft. They've got Quinn on his signature Pango that he's been waiting to bust out here. They've got this Wind Ranger with tons of amplification from the Solar Flare, from the Marcy. We should be in for a treat for this one. Let's hope so.
We absolutely should. Hopefully indeed. 2-0 at the moment, Liquid. Just this one game that stands between them and claiming that championship title here at the International 2024. Can Gamin Gladiators turn these things around? And as you say, yeah, the Quinn Pango coming in last. I mean, as talked about by the panel, obviously a comfort pick for Quinn, but also on paper, looking at the matchups, a good game for the Pango in general, or what do you sort of see the future being for Quinn this game?
Just has to really watch out for the puck coils for the most part inside this early game. Besides that, there's no real BKB piercing disable. Once he gets rolling in most of these fights, he's gonna just be able to kind of commit forward there. So just has to watch out for those early initiations that come out from the puck, the silence in particular. But yeah, it can look like a very, very good Pango game if he's able to get through that type of stage of these silences. Dyrachyo, let's see how he's able to sustain, because Boxy at 33, they've been menaces with this Visage combo.
Yeah, look how low Dyrachyo is. He's got to be careful sneaking around the trees here. Boxy is hunting for him.
He's got power. I mean, Boxy might just be able to find him.
If he could get 2 more hits in, he'll pretty much have. And the Tango regen starting to kick in for Dyrachyo. I mean, either way, it's pretty painful being forced right back from the lane.
All right, Celery, you're farming under the tower now.
All right, Celery moving up to the carry. I mean, in the past we have had Wind Ranger support. I mean, we'll see how much of a hit that sort of takes to him at this early first wave or so that Dyrachyo just gets completely forced away from.
He got every last hit, Owen. Celery got 8 of them.
He's ready.
He literally got every single one of those last hits. So even though the Wind Ranger got 0, he did ensure to get those. And he's level 2. Dyrachyo is only level 1, but they do have that power spike of the 2 now on the Marcy. Very well done there from Celery.
And this bottom lane, they've got to be so careful again. This Boxy 33 Dark Willow Visage duo. We've seen 33's Visage. If he starts to get these kills, get that gold advantage, this hero, especially in 33's hands, gets completely out of control.
Does get that Shadow Realm off. They've got the level 2s. Dyrachyo has to be super careful. If that was level 2 Boxy, that's probably a kill on Dyrachyo there, because they would have had those brambles.
Yeah, he has to be so careful here, Dyrachyo. Whilst Liquid have this XP advantage against him in the lane.
It's tough to look away from here. We are able to glance toward the mid right now. We see Quinn doing very good in that matchup versus Nisha. Brambles come out bottom, doesn't catch Dyrachyo, but Celery put low. A second Soul Assumption.
It's a lot of damage. The hit from the Shadow Realm and the Soul Assumption. It's enough. First blood for 33. As I say, you've got to keep an eye on how much money this lad's going to be able to make from this lane. Getting a first blood, getting actions with the Soul Assumptions. This could be tough for Gamin Gladiators down here.
It could definitely be tough to Dyrachyo in particular. When you mess up your first wave like this, and you have to just bring so much extra regen, it is tough to kind of recover when Visage just gets so much extra gold. You can bring all this extra mana regen to keep getting the spam going. And overall for Wind Ranger in this game, now that we can look at a little bit of hesitation for a moment that he's not dying, there's an insane amount of magical burst for this hero. Not the tankiest if you get off to a little bit of a tough start. If they just throw constant nukes onto her early, could be difficult for Dyrachyo.
Quite the recovery required. 3 minutes in, just 4 last hits here so far that Dyrachyo's been able to find in the safe lane.
I can't even look elsewhere. I keep trying to look to a different lane to see how they're doing, but yeah, they just keep getting put so low, and the wave's going to push out again.
I think so far on the other side of the map, Mickey 15 for 4 against the 7 for 3. Another lane in which Gamin Gladiators having a bit of a slower start when it comes to the farm in the core matchup.
This is the power of this Nature's Prophet with this Treant. The Mirana in general can't really apply too much pressure up here. You can try to like arrow this Treant and stuff like that, being able to slow down the farm of Mickey, it's going to take quite a bit longer. Maybe when level 3 comes out onto Ace, they can look to start putting a little more aggression, but it's very good lanes kind of across the board from Liquid. It's just Quinn having that advantage in mid.
He's got to do a lot on his Pango. Well, we have seen him in the past really pop off when he gets a good start in the Pango there. He's going to have to do something crazy this game because, yeah, the openings on the side lanes, pretty much the rougher ones that Gamin Gladiators have had so far this series.
It's wild to see how much last hits the supports have. Of course, we mentioned Celery with the 10 that he had from those first 2 or 3 waves, but also Tofu's just been arrowing creeps and also getting some himself, so... The CS looks pretty bad on the cores, but at the least they do have a couple extra on those supports that almost, not fully even things out, but kind of do.
Try to make the jump hit. It's a good amount of burst thrown down over towards Dark Willow, but Boxy is able to fight back with the Shadow Realm. He's going to try and do so, but another dispose comes in. Boxy's going to go down. Gamin Gladiators sort of baiting him into trying to take that fight back towards them. They'll come out on top of it and find a very important kill between the two of them to strike back at Liquid on this bottom lane.
The raindrops have started to come out for bottom lane. Most important thing you can pretty much buy when you're playing versus Visage, so you don't just get constantly chunked down. The damage is still incredibly high, but now you'll be able to at least survive the first 2 of those soul assumptions. Bottom, they also get another throwback onto 33. I don't believe they have enough damage, though.
It's pretty beefy now with the 2 braces and the wand on top of it. So a lot of burst is going to have to be thrown his way to try and take him down during this early stage of the lane.
Insania getting chased out here a little bit by Tofu. Does have the Lotus, should be fine.
As the mid matchup goes,
getting a bit more even.
It is indeed. A little bit of a catch-up from Nisha. I mean, his puck play been pretty phenomenal. I believe he had to lose a game here.
He's really been pushing the limits on some of these
top lane.
Heroes as Mickey.
Talking about pushing the limits here. Mickey's going to get run down. Ace and Tofu chasing him off into the trees, and Insania not quite in position or having the tools to hold them back this time.
I like that's like the kind of the result of what happened when Tofu was just clicking and poking Insania on the side there. They see that opportunity to go from it. Swashbuckle. Big damage onto Nisha, keeping him low.
And Quinn has hit the 6. Hard for him to make a play on his own against the puck.
Can't look to play for the power rune. It's the biggest power tends to be there for the Pango, is playing around that power rune early on with the Rolling Thunder, just kind of chain CCing somebody. Heavy rotations coming in. The coil catches, though.
He's going to come out immediately. The silence follow up as well as the TP, and they've got the burst to take Quinn out before he gets the chance for a shield crash.
Tofu will be at least able to take away that rune, so Nisha doesn't get that refill. But yeah, Nisha, no hesitation. The second he hits 6, gets that Dream Coil because Quinn was still low.
Bottom lane, starting to see, Dyrachyo
getting better.
Indeed, he's recovering slowly but surely after what was a very rough opening few minutes to this 3rd game.
He is isolated, though. We are seeing the Marcy making the moves around Celery, looking to get involved elsewhere. Insania.
It's going to be off the mark there with the rebound.
Catching.
Look at the pit. I mean, Insania's going to kind of bring them back over towards him there with that little bit of unfortunate cogs. The arrow angle from Tofu, it's perfect. Comes in, Starstorm also just to the limits of the range. It's enough damage to catch Insania out.
And look at this move, the old school Dyrachyo move. Quick movement, Mickey might not expect this.
I don't think he expects this whatsoever. See if Dyrachyo's got enough setup to buy time for the rest of the team to move over. Tofu's trying to head in, and he's got the arrow back up in a second, leaps in for the burst damage. Mickey, he's got no one to help out. Gamin Gladiators. The Sprout comes out from Mickey, it won't save him. Aggressive moves here that are really helping them just kind of alleviate the pressure that was being applied on them from the rough start to the lanes. Getting Dyrachyo involved like this, it's these sort of moves that will start to get them the actual overall gold lead in this early game.
I love seeing that move. Celery just ditching bottom a bit, and then you see that Dyrachyo's like, yeah, well, I can just go through this gate. I don't have anybody behind me, but I can just join in to shut down this Nature's Prophet, who dies now back-to-back. Mickey is getting caught out early here. That level 6 is going to come out quite a bit later than they had in those last 2 games. That Wrath of Nature pressure it's not going to be there as early as I think Liquid initially anticipated to have. They will have the 6 on 33, so bottom tower, they do have to have someone here to occupy. Dyrachyo has to be careful.
He's going to get caught in the bramble. Immediate TP's coming in to try and help it out. They've got the Fiend's Gate as well, bringing in the numbers, Gamin Gladiators, and 33 is going to go straight away, or at least try to for the Twin Gate, but the pit's there. Into the roll from Quinn. They're going to be able to catch 33 on his attempted escape. He's bumped down to the low ground. They're still able to reach him with the damage of the Firestorm to take him out. Gamin Gladiators making some excellent early game moves here, up and down the map, catching Liquid out time and time again.
This time they're on point with these early rotations, just like we saw in the first game in particular. Those first 10 minutes of the first game also, they did have, what, a 7,000 gold lead or so. This one, playing around this Underlord, this map mobility, it's fast.
They know that Mickey's around here somewhere, Quinn. Ooh. See if he's going to be able to bully Mickey. Mickey into the trees, pops up the Nature's Wrath, the rebounds in. Mickey, he's got no teleportation, no TP scroll, they're both on cooldown. He'll sprout himself in, but they'll still be able to reach over, take him out again. The moves continue from Gamin Gladiators. In the mid, the jump's made, Nisha's able to burst through. Tofu did have to use the Dream Coil for that in return.
3 kills now onto Mickey, though. He still is 900 ahead of Dyrachyo, at least on the gold, but those kills are definitely going to inflate the other cores there of Gamin Gladiators. Quinn, it's just constant moves around. They are not looking to slow down. Even if they don't have Rolling Thunder, they want to occupy these lanes. They don't want to lose these towers early on versus this Nature's Prophet Visage lane. More rotations.
Trying to lead in a burst through the Familiars. He's actually able to get one of them there. Easy gold for Quinn.
And he's got Rolling Thunder up in 5 seconds, so he feels safe to do so.
Difficult for Liquid to fight into this area of the map. They have to hold back. They have got the creeps pushing in on them, so 33 will manage to keep farming safely underneath his own tower.
Bit difficult for Liquid to make that first move without coil or without the hook shot. A little difficult for them to at least get a jump onto some of these squishier heroes. I mean, again, look at Quinn. It's immediate aggression. They just keep wanting to look at this top side, keep wanting to slow down Mickey.
I mean, eventually, Mickey. I'll see if they catch him this time. This time he's at the deepest camp possible.
He doesn't see too much on the map either, so is he going to see this coming?
See what he wants to do after he clears up the camp. Quinn's actually bailed out. And lucky enough for Mickey that Quinn made that call to pick up the farm in the mid, because if Quinn stuck around, they could have had a shot at taking Mickey down again.
Levels on the supports for Gamin Gladiators both have hit 6 at a good margin ahead of those supports on the side of Liquid. Big damage that can come between the two of them. The Solar Flare amping up the Marcy. This Marcy definitely has potential to even solo kill some of these cores early on because of how good of a start that Celery's had. Even though it's a 5 position, throw a Solar Flare on there, Mickey could definitely be in trouble. Yeah,
Tofu on top of that. You know, both of the supports on Gamin Gladiators having, you know, maybe not to plan, but that stronger start because of the cores out in the mid. The burst comes through. Quinn, not a chance to get out of this one, but maybe a chance for Gamin Gladiators as a team to find something in return as the numbers turn up. They get the pick control onto Nisha, but no further burst as Liquid turn up the full 5-man here to put some pressure in on the mid lane.
They get that initial catch, the coil. It's the one thing that Quinn has to watch out for this game. If they can get burst down during that coil silence. Boxy was there for the follow-up. Nisha applying big pressure onto this mid tower here. I believe he has his Witchblade nearly finished already.
33 will swing back down towards the bottom lane. Try and make sure that Duraccio doesn't end up getting too much space.
Where did that extra catapult come from? Did that come from like top lane? 2 catapults from Dire were just hitting the mid tower. It's 11 minutes in. Wait, what? That was weird. I didn't see where it actually came from. But Mickey, he dies, but it's the thing about the Nature's Prophet is you just get back onto the map really fast and you farm super quick. So still having that disparity between him and this Wind Ranger, 1,100 difference between the two of them. Still pretty big. Duraccio is, of course, going to have these amp ups. He's going to have this amp from the Marcy and from the Solar Flare very early. Yeah, Mickey just keeping that difference at the least.
And Quinn wants to keep bringing the action. Down towards the bottom, him and Tofu. They want to try and find 33 ideally. I mean, they'll settle for any core.
Oh, and look at the build 33 is going for. Just straight Crimson Guard. Knows how much physical damage they have from the Pango. Very cool approach.
And Onisha stepping up pretty far in the mid. But finding the opening onto the puck's pretty difficult for these heroes.
That's always going to be a problem for them, is shutting down this puck. Quinn has to be careful every single time the Nisha does step up. Duraccio can't go for that one. Duraccio now could be in trouble himself.
And he's got the hook shot. They're ready to get him with the catch. They drop down the comp. They manage to trap Duraccio. He's gone. Quinn jumps in with the Rolling Thunder, looking for kills in return here. Get the opening bounce onto Insane here. Ace comes over with the Fiend's Gate.
Liquid's got the numbers.
He'll get caught in the backlines, but Mickey TPing over. The Fear catches on to both of them. 33 bringing in the Familiar, having the change done to control Gaming Gladiators, take down Celery, and now turn the damage towards Ace. As Liquid, they take out 4.
Big mistake from Duraccio, trying to get involved early on. He's still so fragile. There's so much magic damage and control. Nisha just throws the coil out onto him and they bring him down. Quinn can't actually do anything with his Rolling Thunder versus this many heroes. Liquid, they've got all 5 there so fast, even versus that Fiend's Gate.
And they push so hard off the back of taking a fight like that. The tier 1 in the mid lane wiped out of the game.
Gamin can't really make too many of these mistakes early on when they're playing versus this fast of a lineup. Duraccio has to look to get involved later on. He can't be the first one to get caught like this.
I see her again.
It's way too aggressive from him. There's no way you're going to catch Nisha like this with this type of shackle shot. And even then, there's not really much follow-up.
And whilst Gaming Gladiators supports, they've got a lot of scaling. They just don't have the methods to sort of bail a core out of that sort of position. They can't save it.
No, and these, to be honest, those Brambles, Boxy just completely split the fight. Both of those supports can't really jump in through these Brambles or through these cogs very effectively. It's a perfect fight from Liquid.
It really is, and as we've seen so many times with 33's Visage, he's always there for the cleanup.
Oh yeah, that extra gold. I mean, you can just roam around as this Visage, it feels like, because of this facet, you just get way too much. And now cleaning up these Ancients on top of having that fight win. Big things going for Liquid. And Crimson Guard, it's very soon finished up for 33. So in that next fight, Gaming does have to be a bit more careful. And yeah, Duraccio just has to get involved way later on. Quinn is very close to Blink Dagger, so that's probably how they want to look to take that next fight. But there's definitely a Nisha problem. This puck 3-0-4 so far, having a pretty much, a flawless game. The lane was a little bit difficult, but overall, all of his moves have worked, and every coil has caught a perfect target.
And we saw earlier this series what he could do on the puck when he was just completely crushed in the early game. This time around, he's at the top.
He is. Ace does have a pipe, so they'll be able to stop at least some of this big magic damage that Liquid has early on. It is pretty overwhelming, that damage and control. And their team fight overall for Liquid, it's very threatening. The team fight for Gamin Gladiators is like 90% reliant on how Quinn is able to get with the Rolling Thunder. Liquid, they have just coil, they have the hook shot, they have this Bramble Maze plus follow up with Terrorize. They have a lot of different ways to control these fights in comparison.
Yeah, they're ready to go again, Liquid. I know even with the last few fights, kind of Gamin Gladiators have been the ones to sort of hand them to them with their failed attempts at starting off action. Liquid, they're not afraid to start running at them with the lead that they have. Even with this moment where Nishi hasn't quite got the Blink Dagger pickup, he's very close to the money for it, but was just looking to see if they could try their chances here with the Dream Coil and the Amplified Damage rune in the bottle. Bottom lane, Tofu tries for a TP out, but the Terrorize hits there from Boxy. Liquid, they'll get another pickup.
And now Mika, he's got the Gleipnir, so he can get involved a lot easier than Duracho in particular. He's got a 2,005 gold difference, and this Gleipnir, it's going to be annoying for the Pango. Until he has something like a shard or anything to get this Dispel, that's an extra form of catch, an extra form of just a little interrupt that Quinn can struggle versus. Liquid accelerating again here. Nisha, like you said, that blink is done. Amp damage, level 13 on this puck. Starting to get heavy momentum their way.
And keeping pressure on you, multiple lanes.
And Mick is just always farming. Anytime there's downtime, nature's profit. You're always able to join every single one of these fights. Liquid looking for this tier 2 bottom. Does Gamin want to actually approach down here? It's dangerous.
They've got the fortification, but that might be the extent of their defense for now, Gamin Gladiators, against this heavy push from Liquid.
Look at Nisha. He's jumping in and seeing all three heroes there, so he knows that Gaming's potentially mounting a defense. He's got the coil at the ready.
All right, they want to try for it, Gamin.
This is risky. The tower's dropping. Duracho does have the Maelstrom finished up.
They're bringing the whole team in for this one. Liquid, they themselves, they're also ready to return fire. Teleports at the ready for Mickey if he sees a chance to fight. He's also got the Wrath of Nature back off cooldown. Quinn, he'll start the action though. Looks over towards the backlines, finds the connection onto 33.
This is deep, way too deep here for
shot.
Quinn.
I mean, fortunately for Gamin Gladiators, Insania's going to whiff that one. Doesn't get the connection. Gives Gamin Gladiators the chance to back up underneath the tier 2. Liquid, they may just be ready to dive it though. The cogs are going to get laid down, push back Quinn, turn around with the shackle, but Isha's in with the silence over towards Tofu. Tofu backs off, Solar Second Burst coming in. They've got the catch with the corner. Foxy follow up beautifully there, onto the three of them. The Fear pushes back Quinn. They take down the Pango. They turn towards Duracho. The Soul Assumption Burst, bringing him low. Celery comes to the rebound to try and get Duracho out of this one. Celery tries to stand his ground and fight back, but he will fall. Ace to go down as well under the tier 2. They cannot defend.
Liquid is just smashing them. Nisha gets a 3-man coil onto the most crucial target. The Pango gets controlled completely. Quinn, it feels like almost like a super ambitious move for him to dive forward there with that Roll Thunder. They just disengage.
He's going to TP him beyond the tower. Nisha's in with the bomb. They get Duracho as well.
Liquid is doing it.
This game getting massively out of control for Gamin Gladiators. Just 17 minutes in, they're down 10k gold.
They're feeling desperate. I mean, that whole fight bottom was just super awkward for them trying to force that issue. They're under the vision of Liquid. Liquid just resets. The Rolling Thunder connects on nobody. Now they can back up, pick up another set of pretty much full items onto these cores. Gamin Gladiators, they need more time to be able to fight, but time does not feel like it's going to be valuing them at all with Liquid getting so much.
Liquid, they don't want to give them any of that. Nisha.
Going for the solo play. He's got the MP.
They've got so much magical damage here on Nisha alone that Quinn, he's gone. Mickey, he turns up, comes and borrows the kill. After Nisha's hard work.
Hey, Nisha's just running the show.
And Insania, he's got a hook shot if they want to try and make a play here, and he does. He's going to be straight in on the attempted stop to keep pace here, control. Is there anyone else coming in to help out? Insania, he's got Nisha with the backup, jumps in with the silence onto the two of them. Gamin Gladiators having to keep that distance.
It's a bit deep this time from Liquid. They will reset. They don't have the damage, but the tower, it's in jeopardy.
It's going down. 18 minutes, another tier 2 to be taken. Liquid continue to shut down the map.
Any growth from gaming, it's just, when was the last time they actually got something going their way? It feels like a long distance memory just from the laning phase. They killed Mickey a couple times, but ever since Liquid just started grouping up and getting Nisha more involved with this Blink Dagger, there's just nothing Gaming can do to really fight back against all this team fight and control.
Yeah, already 19 minutes in, it feels like the toughest game for Gamin Gladiators to turn around so far this grand finals.
It's starting to feel like head-on team fights are just absolutely impossible. They have to just try to stall this game out to get more growth. Tofu trying his best.
I'm just trying to waste Liquid's time.
The Birds looking to scout him out, but Tofu will be okay for now, but 33 still chasing
He's still
here.
Looking, and he's gonna find him. Tofu, no escape from this. Leap still on cooldown for a few seconds. 33, he's gonna be able to claim more money here, taking out another.
It's desperation from Gamin at this point. They don't have anywhere they can go. They're looking to stay around their Tormentor area, but they can't even look to go for that one there because Liquid could just look to pressure here off that. Roche soon on the menu here for Liquid too, 7 to 15. And they feel like they have, what, now 80% control of the map or something. Look at where Gaming is attempting to find farm. They're farming one ancient camp and a hard camp and a medium, and that's kind of it at this point.
And even around this area, they're unlikely really to be able to pull together a defense around these tier 2s. We saw them try to do so on the bottom lane. When this top lane push comes in, we'll see if they attempt to go for it again.
I mean, Quinn's farm, it's just gone. He tried to make that first move with the Blink, and if you don't get that first move that catches successfully with these Pangos, it can just be devastating. We see that net worth bottom of the cores. So many different ways to address this Pango. Even if they didn't have the BKB disable, they have the ways to just chain silence and pre-getting that Rolling Thunder.
Oh, Liquid. They're ready to keep the aggression going. Coming in with the smoke. Duracho showing himself on the wave.
The Wisdom Rune and that Tormentor.
Nisha. Gonna try and lead him with a Dream Coil. Duracho's pretty deep under the tier 2. TP backup starting to come in. Liquid, they'll dive in with the burst, the Soul Assumption. Duracho's so low. Quinn, he'll roll in position, get the Rolling Thunder to try and escape. Liquid, they'll get turned upon it by the Rolling Thunder. Good connection on towards Mickey, but indeed Mickey's still got half HP to play with. The Terrorize comes out over to the side, catching on to Celery and onto Quinn. Celery, he'll jump out over towards Ace. He'll escape, but Quinn, he gets left behind. The Gleipnir comes out, stuck in position. Quinn's out of the game.
They're 2 ahead, Owen. The auras that they've got on 33, this block plus this pipe, it just keeps Mickey alive. He also has 2200 HP on top of it. They've run out of damage already here on Gamin. Liquid can claim this tier 2, claim the Wisdom Rune, deny that away, and even potentially steal a Tormentor. And Gaming expended a lot to attempt for that fight and got nothing.
Yeah, they've got so many options, Liquid, on how they want to continue with this advantage. They'll opt to go for some pressure onto the tier 3s.
And look at Nisha pushing the limits here. The Parasma, the damage putting on the Celery below half HP. This tower is dropping.
Tofu trying to leap in, trying to burst through some of the wave, but won't be able to stop the push. The tower falls. Ace also ready to try and come in with a deep push. Liquid, they'll respect it. They'll back off, wait at least for the next wave. We'll see if they stick around or want to back off for further objectives. Roshan would be available.
Duracho's gone all aggressive. They're feeling desperate. He's got the Gleipnir done. Can they get any pickup?
Nisha's already in. He's going to jump the backlines. He gets the sides on the 2. The 3-man Dream Coil comes through as well. Liquid, they'll push forward. They're happy to try and take this fight, and they look straight over towards Duracho. Hooks on him from Insania. Rolling Thunder comes out from Quinn. They get the connection onto 33. 33 is incredibly low. They'll get him. They'll take him out with the power shot. Boxy still pushing in and is able to get the damage over towards Celery with the ultimate. Quinn, the Rolling Thunder comes to an end, but Gamin Gladiators know they have to push on forward for this fight. They catch Boxy.
Best fight they've had all game here. They push them back. They get 3. Can they catch Nisha? Doesn't look like it. They almost actually got Mika as well. Very close there. Duracho just relentlessly chasing in. Best opportunity they've had this game.
Absolutely, and they were able to take the fight at a moment where they themselves secured the last hit on the Tormentor. They get themselves the shard.
Oh, good eye on that. I actually did not see that. That's pretty huge there. That's why there's that big swing. It went from, what, 15,000 down to 12K because they get that extra bit of increase because of that Tormentor.
Yeah, very impressive signs of life from Gamin Gladiators considering the position they're in. We saw, Liquid, they got the Tormentor very low, and Nisha gets this good opening, jumping the backlines. They just weren't quite in position to burst and fully focus down one target this time round, Liquid, and that gave Gamin Gladiators the chance to turn things. Quinn gets off an excellent Rolling Thunder, and Liquid, they're split side to side of the team fight.
90% of it is Quinn, right? We were saying he has to have the biggest impact possible with this Rolling Thunder. He did not get caught by that coil. If Nisha actually catches him there, could be a completely different scenario. Liquid still with a pretty massive lead, and Roche is still at their potential, so they were making the most aggressive play possible, trying to steal that Tormentor. Now they'll back up for the safer choice.
And Gamin Gladiators, they're going to need to do that a few more times. to be able to hold on this one. And as you say, this next time it's going to be into the Aegis push of Liquid.
But look, it's interesting the build though. This is it feels almost necessary for Duracho, but it's not something we've seen every single time on these Wind Rangers. They've been adapting to get earlier BKBs, but Duracho's just like, I don't think I can do that. I need the damage to be able to fight through Liquid's advantage at this point. So he's going for the small crit, maybe the BKB after, but can definitely understand why he just wants all damage.
Talking about BKBs, Mickey, he can look to play it safe, get his online. He's just about 1,000 gold away from having that on top of the Aegis. So we'll have the timing to push him with both. And Gamin Gladiators, definitely after that hold around the Tormentor, they're going to feel a little stronger. The question is, do they want to take further risks? And the answer is yes, they do. They want to look for the smoke into the Aegis timing, see if they can catch Liquid by surprise.
That is exactly what it is. It's taking a risk, and it could be quite a big one if you do it outside the base here. Nisha is still a very difficult task to solve.
Looking to bait around the rune.
He plays it safe. He's very wary.
Quinn's still looking for opportunities around the mid, but Liquid, they know that this sort of move now at this point is likely as the waves remain undealt with. They know that Gamin Gladiators are smoked up and looking to try and catch them.
They just saw that power shot as well too, so they know somebody was in the area here. Tofu puts down some vision. Gamin.
Final few seconds here at the smoke for Gamin Gladiators. They've been hit by the scan. Liquid, they've got good information on whereabouts Gamin Gladiators are. They know that Gladiators are outside of the base and looking to make a play. Insania is ready to start charging towards them. They get the setup, but it's only onto the one of them. They'll look towards Tofu. Quinn, he's able to get the freedom to get the rolling thunder off. The auras are out for Liquid. It's keeping Insania pretty tanky as Tofu. He'll get left behind. As you know, the leaps are there. He's actually able to jump away just in time.
Boxy.
The burst comes out over towards Boxy. The power shot for Duracho. Gamin Gladiators, the first to claim a kill out of this team fight. Ace, he'll get trapped back by the cogs. The rest of Gamin Gladiators, they will want to look to try and turn and help him out. Ace getting pulled low by the harassment on the Familiars. Jump forward from Quinn. He's in with the burst. Looking towards Insania. Ace still alive. Finally falls. Double kill for Mickey. Nisha, he'll jump out with the orb. 33 is able to stay in on top of Celery. Nuke down the Marcy here with the Soul Assumption as Liquid. They'll still take the fight despite Gamin Gladiators' willingness to try and tackle them. And now, immediately on with the push. Liquid, they're up to the top set of racks. Mickey and 33 able to claim those. And Quinn's found 33, but outside of the base, Quinn, can he get away from the rest of them? Duracho doing his best to help out as he holds Insania back with the shackle shot. Mickey TPing in Quinn. Can he escape this? He's got shield crash up in a second. The blink's there. Down to the low ground. Duracho caught back in by the Sprout. He turns, gets the shackle shot connection. Whirlwind out onto the two of them, but now he's started back away. Insania has the cog connection. He's trapped in the cogs. Duracho, he's gone. Tofu, he's got one more leap still to play with if Liquid can stay on top of him. Quinn, he's still teasing around with him. I mean, if anything, just trying to keep Liquid's attention away from the base, away from the high ground.
This fight's lasted 90 seconds or something like that. And they do catch the arrow, but do they have any follow-up? Looks dangerous. Quinn's considering it.
He's tempted to try and look for these crazy plays. He knows there's the Fiend's Gate backup as Ace is ready to join with them. Then buyback comes out from Insania. Gamin Gladiators, they're going to put everything into this fight. Liquid's ready to try and return fire. The cogs are down. Quinn, his roll is about to come to an end. He's got a few more bounces left in. Turns towards Boxy with the swashbuckle, but the Shadow Realm's back up. Boxy's fine.
Quinn's still alive.
Quinn jumps out with the shield crash. He's walking away from this one alive. As Quinn teasing around with Liquid. And despite this 14k gold deficit, Gamin Gladiators, they continue to give Liquid these challenging team fights.
They're just trying to push the limits of their heroes. It's very risky plays that they're going for here, but it pays off. Insania buys back. They don't get that catch onto Quinn. He lives to see another day. The Aghanims is now finished. Still, massive gold lead, of course, for Liquid. Mickey still has an Aegis for about 80 seconds, getting closer and closer to that big item, the MKB, to deal with Duracho. Good holds there at the least there for Gamin, but they did end up losing the objectives.
For sure. Top racks are gone. Progress made by Liquid. But without a doubt, Gamin Gladiators, Tofu dodging the hook shot. Mickey wants to commit to this kill, but there's back up to Tofu. He's going to try and get the kill here. Puts the BKB, but Mickey's surrounded. He's not even going to get Tofu. Tofu gets away. Mickey, that's the Aegis gone.
It's him versus the world.
The backup's starting to move in. Gamin Gladiators, they want to try and tackle Mickey a second time. Celery's in with the Unleash, gets to dispose backwards. Nisha jumps in with the burst, but he can't save Mickey. Mickey gets taken out.
What a beautiful catch.
Rolling Thunder's back up. He's ready for the chase down. They look for Insania. Can he get the opening connection? He can. Insania trapped against the cliff. He'll try and jetpack away. The cogs are down, but Quinn's ready to dodge on through the cogs. Stay on top of him. Moves in with a swashbuckle. He's still living on a slither of health for Insania, but Quinn, he's going to blink back up. Jumps in with another shield crash. Quinn continues to toy with Liquid.
He's coming in so clutch. These catches, it's beautiful. Mickey not respecting his opponents. They have an advantage, but he just TPs alone in the middle of 4, trying to get a pick up on just a position for Mirana.
I mean, it was so aggressive.
It's such a risk to go for that type of play. This is the first time it feels like this series that Liquid's making some big mistakes and Gamin is capitalizing on them.
We'll see it again here, you know, Tofu just minding his own business, taunting about. Suddenly a very fun Nature's Prophet comes for him, but it's a good job Tofu. He's got the boys to back him up. They take out the Aegis, and at this point, panic starts to set in for Liquid. They know they have to do something to save Mickey. Nisha's in with a combo, but they cannot bail Mickey out of that mistake.
Gamin's trying to snowball off of these kills too. They've got a moment, about 30 seconds at least till clock's up. They're trying to find another opportunity. Rolling Thunder in 10.
Quinn, he's really getting some momentum right now.
Oh, he put this TP in. Mickey. BKB up in 1 second.
Oh no, BKB's back up, but they're completely on top of him. Liquid, can they bail them out of this time round?
Coil on 4.
Look at the coil onto the 4 of them, and Quinn was all able to get the roll up. Quinn, can he get the angle to go back in the field? We'll push back the rest of Quinn's teammates here. The Gamin Gladiators, they've got the auras popped. Ace is ready to push on. They're ready to try and find some action from this one as the Firestorm pit. Drop down on the 33. Quinn comes in with a shield crash. They've separated 33 from the rest of the team. Instead, he comes in with his
Duracio's gone
on the side. And they've got Duraccio. Can they get more? Quinn, this time round, he's run out of options. They'll get him this time. Ace goes for the TPI. He'll make it away. Celery as well. But Liquid, they won't let Gamin Gladiators get away with that one. They felt that they had the chance to punish Mickey again. This time around, they did not. And as you say, at the moment, the BKB came back off cooldown for Mickey.
Literally last second. It was 1 second when they jumped him. It came up, he gets it off. He's able to reset a 4-man coil from Nisha. And 33, I actually don't even know how much damage he tanked in that fight because it felt like they were hitting him for it felt like 20-something seconds. And now Quinn dead for 35. Liquid looking for the second set.
Let's see how much they can take here, Liquid. Tier 3 in the mid.
Everything dies so fast, these buildings.
They've also got a halberd done on 33. He's ready to put a stop to that physical damage output from any of Gamin Gladiators' cores. The mid racks going down. Liquid, how much more do they want to stick around for? The full lineup of Gamin Gladiators back in play. Liquid will respect that.
Amp damage up top too. Nisha, he's going to want that one. 7-1 and 14 on this puck. The damage has been absolutely insane from him so far. And Mickey, he does have that big damage item now. On top of all the rest that he has to tank himself up, the MKB is finished. Gamin have had some decent fightbacks climbing back into this game. It's getting harder and harder, it feels like, though.
And they've never quite been able to slow down that progress that Liquid's been making throughout it all.
It's just been growing and growing and growing. And it's not just that gold. The experience is also pretty darn high. Liquid just feeling very comfortable now in these upcoming moments. 2 racks is to pressure. The lanes are always going to give all the information they need. And the scaling just continues to grow. And while for Gamin, the scaling is mostly just still increasing on Duraccio. Yes, he has these amplifies, but more and more answers coming out for him.
Ooh, amplified damage and an arcane.
And an Octarine that he just purchased before.
This next fight could get messy.
And they just don't really have great control to hold this puck down by any means.
Ace. They're going to try and get the jump on him outside of the base. Nisha starting to tease around. Got a hook shot. Not going to quite get the connection in. Now the backup comes in. Quinn in with the rolling thunder. Ace. He's out of the game. We'll see if he considers the buyback. He has got it available. Quinn turning over towards Insanian out of the side. Ace holding back on the buyback for now. Tofu. Quickly tops to the side. Nisha is back in with the 3-man wave with the solo. Duraccio's been caught in the sprout. He's gone. They get Duraccio. They get Quinn. The buyback they have to come out now as Liquid are on to the tier 4s.
3 buybacks.
I'll push Liquid back for now.
Nisha resetting.
The triple core buyback. Liquid know if they can take out any of these cores once more, they may have just done it here.
They're just getting poked and prodded. They can't even walk up to harass anyone. 33 is taking literally no damage, it feels like.
They get the jump in. Celery trying to open up with the Unleash. Nisha's in with the 2-man silence. Push back. There's the jump as well. The coil is on to the 3 of them. Quinn caught in the sprout. Will be able to break out. Nisha getting beaten up pretty hard by the Unleash. Boxy toying around with a terrorized threat. 33, again, so tanky. They'll toss back in with the Dispose, but again, they're fully focusing him with the Terrorize. It's out onto the 4 of them. Boxy gets the setup. Celery's out. Another buyback has to come into play. Nisha, 4-man waiting rift. The
Cursed Crowd
comes up. The Cursed Crowd. Boxy toying with the ball. They'll still manage to scramble their way back to the fountain though, Gamin Gladiators. But this time, Ace, he's out for 70. Slide forward from Celery. They get the stun opening onto Ascension 33, but they don't have the follow damage to get the kills. The buildings are being focused. Liquid looking to claim the Mega Creep. Rolling for Quinn. We get the angle to 33. Nisha, he's going to be able to kill them outside of the fountain. They're running out of buybacks, Gamin Gladiators. Liquid, they'll get the final rags. 33, he'll fall though. He'll immediately buy back as the Mega Creeps are out. Liquid, they want to keep this push going. Gamin Gladiators, it's just 3 against the world now. The tier 4's going down. Liquid, have they done it here? The coil onto the 2 of them as Liquid are getting the space to focus down the ancient. Jump forward towards Nisha, but the auras are out.
Down goes Duracho.
He's out. Liquid
are doing it.
To the ancient. Liquid